Hey guys. It's that. Cassie found something here. It's the size of a nickel.
Buffalo nickel. Give me the boomer juice.
Oh! I gotta keep digging some more here. Let's see what else we can get. I found myself a bucket lister. I got a crotal bell.
It's a Wheatie.
You found a Wheatie?
Yes.
Sweet. A Walking Liberty 1943 half dollar. Oh my god, it's freaking gorgeous. You got an Indian? Oh my god, Cassie got an IHP. Needless to say, I am a happy camper. Alrighty, folks, we are here for a great adventure, hopefully this time. I am at a private permission, a house back behind me. That portion of this house, the center stack there, that two-story portion, goes back to about 1880, 1890, something along those lines, about 130 years old or so. The lady that lives here, it's an old place, it's fallen apart, stuff like that. She just retired. She actually, it's a Saturday. She leaves here. There's a trailer right there. Where'd we go? Where the heck are we? There's a trailer back behind me here. She leaves Tuesday. She's heading to Arizona. She's getting the heck out of Michigan. Oop, and a loud truck going down the road. But this used to be part of an old dairy farm. There's been a huge amount of activity through the years here. She says somewhere out in here there is a wedding ring that got thrown out in the grass at one point in time. So all kinds of stuff going on. We are going to whip out the metal detectors and see what we can find. It's just me right now today, so let's get cracking. Alrighty, first two holes were just a couple of pieces of trash, but I think I have my first item down there that is not trash. I think it is a coin, and we're just going to see what it is, the first one. Yep, it's just a memorial penny. Nothing special, but that is a start, so let's keep going. Alrighty, having to fight a lot of electromagnetic interference. Can you hear that? There's power lines on a couple of sides of us, but I just found this. That was down there a little way. I was pulling the dirt out and flipped that up right there, and that is an awfully thick, awfully large rim, isn't it? I think I see 1 cent. I think I just found myself a largie. That'll be my first one this year. See if I can get this thing cleaned off a little bit. I do see a face starting to peek through there. I think I might have my matron head large cent. Let me clean her up a little bit with my thumb here. Check her out there, boys and girls. I got me a large cent. You know, a lot of people don't get too excited about these, but I never get the opportunity to find one of these. This is only the third one of these I've ever found in my life. So I am so stoked to have this, and it's beautiful. It's in great condition. I take a toothpick to that and it's going to clean up even better. Super, super happy with that. It just got real. Alright, let's keep going. Got something here. Oh, there's Lincoln. There was some dirt on it that was making it look all funny. I think I just might have a Wheatie is all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a wheatback. Kind of cruddy, isn't it? See if we can check that date right there. Oh, look at the little bee. Does it say 1912? Oh, I guess it's got a right to be a little bit cruddy then. It's been down there a while. Clean it up better later, but that's an oldie. Sorry, we are literally right next to the road. Wasn't expecting this. This was ringing up just like it was a zinc penny or something. It's a toe tap. Haven't found one of those in a minute. That's all right. I like that. Doing pretty good so far. All right, got one of my favorite things to find, a mason jar lid. It is cracked, but otherwise intact. Nice. We'll definitely take that and keep on going. That is definitely not what I was expecting. These signals that sound like zinc pennies, I tell you what, they're coming up to be some strange stuff. It's a pin of some sort. I don't know what kind of creature that is, but it's weird. Been a while since I got to film anything. I got something pinpointer deep down there. I mean, shovel deep almost. And it looks like it might have lantern parts. Yeah, that's what it looks like, isn't it? Yeah, top off of a lantern. That's a nice one too, isn't it? Heavy. That would have been a nice lantern. Haven't found one of those in a while either, so that's another good find. This is a prime example of what's called a pheasant back or dryad saddle. Beautiful, beautiful mushrooms. These are edible, actually. If you take a piece of them and smell them, unfortunately, they kind of smell like cucumbers soaked in bleach. And that's kind of sort of what they taste like also. So, edible and tasty are two different things. But they're beautiful. I love these things. Here's another one of those that surprised me. It was pretty shallow. It was only like 2 inches deep. I thought I was going to be digging myself a copper memorial. And I got a rivet with leather still attached. So, that's cool. I moved over to the shade. I had to get out of the sun for a little bit. I'm on my third do-rag. I soaked through them. They just stopped absorbing sweat. They were too full. Still having fun though. Got me another mason jar lid, and this one looks to be completely intact. Yes, no cracks or anything that I can see. Lovely. I love these things. Definitely glad to have it. Be one of my last holes. I am getting hot and tired. The heat is quite a lot out here. But this is a cool find. This was a working farm. It was one of the biggest farms in the area. So it's only right that I find a tractor. It's cool. It's a newer one, but it's still cool.
Okie dokie, that does it. We are done. That was the last hole after all. So that concludes another hunting episode. And thank you to Melody who let me come out to her property and metal detect it before she heads off to Arizona for her retirement. I hope you have good luck in the next stage of your life. And it's exciting and it's scary at the same time, I know. Wish I was doing it too, but I don't want the age to go with it. I just want money. So I probably should go get another lottery ticket. Not going to win anyways, but you know, always nice to dream. I had a lot of fun. It was super hot. It is so dry outside right now. I live in Southwest Michigan, and everything is, the grass isn't grass. It is crispy. I went fishing today, and just the act of backing into my backyard to hitch the boat up and pull it out, the grass normally would spring back up. It's hard to tell you were there within a couple of hours. Not now. You mash the grass down, you break it. It is so crispy, you just break it. It's toast. So I left obvious marks I was there. And the ground is so hard. And a lot of places around the place I detected here was like that. There were some trees protecting some of the areas that made it a little easier to dig in, but man, it is rough right now. But let's show you what we got. What we came away with. Not a bad haul, I don't think. I love these mason glass inserts for the lids of the mason glasses, and I came away with 3 different ones. See, this one is a really bright, vivid white. This one is more of a translucent, milky looking color, like 2%. This was like whole milk, and this is like that 1% stuff, or skim milk. This stuff I try to stay away from. I'm not a fan of it. And this is like your 2%, I guess. This one's kind of halfway in between. And if you look at the tops, the markings and design on the top, they're all totally different. So I guess if you could say that there's a insert a trifecta for those things, I just got one. I'm going with it. Got a bullet. Got one of those old style pieces of tire weights. The new ones are lead. The old ones were made of something different. It's like I don't know, a steel or some sort of alloy or something, and that's what this is. Just a drawer pull, I believe. Not a Rains guide. That's like off of a piece of farm equipment of some sort. You can see the way it's bent right there. It bent and sheared that off. Got a big old spigot. Old school stuff too, brass, it's heavy. Thermostat from a car, which the interesting part about this is there's a piece of fishing line tied to it. So there's a story there somewhere. I would love to know what in the heck somebody was doing with that. Got part of a figurine. It's like a pot metal figurine. No markings or anything on it. I got the legs and the head. Missing the torso and the arms. Not sure. I'd like to have known what it was. Little clad, a couple of 22s, a long and a short. This thingy here, I still don't know how I'm supposed to hold that, whether it goes like that, or I just don't know. Got me a tractor. No markings for manufacturer. That's kind of weird. It does if you look on the side there. It's an International. This is an older one, like a 50s or 60s model. Kind of cool. It still rolls too. I like this thing. Zinken lantern parts. This is a nice lantern piece right here. This would have been an ornate lantern. A rivet. I actually like rivets. I don't know why. I just like rivets, and it's got animal hide still attached. Toe tap. Love this. This is an 1800s piece. All day, every day, probably. Look at all the nail holes in there where somebody probably tried to keep it on over the course of time, and eventually it just gave up. Love finding those. Haven't found one of those in a long time. That was like a 67 or something. I didn't label it. That was at 1912. See if we can zoom in on it a bit here. Almost got down there to be an Indian head, but not quite. And what you will see missing is my large cent. Apparently, I'm not meant to keep large cents. I've only ever found 3 in my life, and I've only ever gotten to keep the very first one. It was at a church permission, so I didn't show it to anybody. It was come search the area and have some fun. I didn't have to go take it to show it to anybody afterwards. So I got to keep it, probably because I kept my mouth shut. Second time around, I was with Deej from Digging with Deej. We went to, you have to look back in some of my previous videos. We went to a house to do some detecting so that we could specifically donate the things that we found to the homeowners so that they could create a box that shows some of the recovered history of the house. House itself had a pretty crazy history. Go back and watch that video to find out a little bit more about it. I might have could have probably kept that one if I'd have said I'd like to keep this, but it really would have gone better with the display box. The daughter had a little bit of interest in it, so I tried to help make sure I did my part to help, hopefully, spur their interest in history, give them a good conversation piece, all that kind of stuff. It really belonged there. It really needed to be there. Hopefully, they're making good use of it. And then the one today. Melody had never seen anything like that before. The homeowner, she never knew such a thing existed. She's always, people always think pennies have always been the size that they are, but obviously that's not the case. I mean, this is a big old sucker. It's bigger than a quarter. To have walked over that in her front yard a million times over the course of the 25 or 30 years that she lived in this house, she was just blown away by it. She got married, moved into this house, lived there for 25 years plus. I think it's close to 30 years by this time. Husband passed away, and now she retired and is moving out and on to the other part of her life, and that thing was there. The house won't survive, so she'll never be able to have anything from the house to remember that by. It's one of those places where, the original part was built in 1890-ish, and then there was an add-on, and then an add-on, and then a side piece added on, and stuff like that. And this was all back in the times when they didn't know about, having to go down to below the frost line. And in Michigan and in the northern area, if you don't get below the frost line, the ground starts settling and things will sink into it. Well, that's happening on all the additions, and each one is settling differently. One might be settling this way, another might be settling this way, so there's cracks and all kinds of stuff, and to fix something like that would cost more than just dozing it and building a new house. The farmer that owns the field, like 100 acres or so of field, a huge field back behind her, wanted an area somewhere there so he could have a thoroughfare to the fields. And she sold it to him to use for that. So it's going to get dozed down, and nothing's ever going to get built there long as the farmer has this property, most likely. So when she saw this, she's like, how much is something like that worth? I'm like, a penny, not a whole lot. You can buy them in coin shops for $10. And she started whipping out some money, and I'm like, no, I'm not selling this to you or anything like that. And I could see she wanted that something that was really interesting, that she could hold with her and be able to remember the place by. And this little thing was just, it staggered her that it was there all that time. And it was cool and interesting and had such a good story behind it. And I'm like, I've said it before, sometimes it's not about keeping the things that you find. Sometimes the reason you find these things or rescue them is to get them where they belong, where they're appreciated the most. And I think it was most appreciated by her, and it was best served by staying with her, so I gave it to her. But that means I've only ever found 3 large cents, and I've only got to keep 1. I feel good about giving the 2 away, so don't worry about that. But man, there's a curse on me and large cent. Next time I find a large cent, I tell you what, I'm just shutting up. I didn't find out. I found a lot of can slaw. Sorry, I can't help you. I want me another large cent. Actually, you know what? You can have all the large cents you want if I can have me some Spanish silver. Never found that, and in Southwest Michigan, the chances of finding something like that are slim to slimmer to probably none. Well, maybe not none, but super slim. But I got out and I had a lot of fun anyway. Sweat my butt off. That's it. Had a lot of fun doing it. So, thank you for letting me detect that before you headed out, and before it gets bulldozed down, that was a good opportunity, and I found some stuff that I'll be able to save and cherish. So, you guys get out and find your treasures and rescue some of that history that's buried out there waiting for somebody to find it too. And I will talk to you later.